Hi, I'm Teacher Mark. For this video, we're gonna cover the exam skills for PSLE Math. Actually, that is very important for primary school students because they haven't gone through those major exams. So let's take a look. What kind of exam skills should we master? The first thing will be the time management skills. And for time management skill for PSLE, I'll give you one table. For paper 1, 1 hour 10 minutes, we separate into bucket A and bucket B. For bucket A, we have a total of 26 marks, and I will give you less than 30 minutes to finish the part A. And for bucket B, I will give you less than 25 minutes. By using like this, we can have a 15 minutes of check-in time. And for paper 2 also, for the first 5 questions, I will not give you more than 15 minutes. And for the following 10 questions, from 6 to 15, I will give you not more than 15 minutes. By using this, we can make sure we have 15 minutes of check-in time. And checking is very important for exams. We'll be talking about this later. To memorize this table is quite troublesome. So we have some tricks. Actually, you can see the bucket A, 26 marks. I'll give you 30 minutes. So roughly 1 mark corresponding to how many minutes? Yes, 1 mark just corresponding to 1 minute. So that means if the question is 5 marks, so how many minutes you should give to yourself? Yes, 5 minutes. So we have a rule which is 1 minute per mark rule. But for example, these 5 mark questions, I spent 2 minutes already, not even knowing where to start. Should I still continue to solve the same questions or not? Of course not. So let's try to moving on. And when we finish all the rest, we can try to come back and see whether we have new ideas or not. So that is another rule which is 2 minute skip rule. So that is a time management skill we should have. Now moving on, next part which is problem solving skills. So over here, I pop up example. And inside this example, the student get mistakes because over here, the angle BAD is a straight angle, is a right angle. Now, student is missing this information and causes this question wrong. So that is because he didn't fully read the questions. So every time for these key informations, we must make sure that we understand what the question asks. And then we have another type of problems, which is, you see, which type of the following fraction is the largest? And this student over here even using the advanced method, which is crossing to see which fraction has the highest weightage. And over here, the one with highest weightage is 2/3. So the answer should be 1, but instead he put 4. So he's thinking in mind, oh, the correct answer should be 1, but in writing down, he put 4 in the end. What happened to this? It's because he knows all the rest is lesser one, but instead of cancel them out, he directly put the answers, but cause it's wrong. So he's thinking in mind instead of writing it down. How to solve this? Here we have a very good examples from my last batch student. When he read the questions, he labels the key informations isosceles triangles, AB equals to AC. And then find angle X. Yes, we should also label what are we asking. And then inside the figure, you can see also label quite a lot of information. In the figure, we only know one of the angles which is 80 degrees, but actually we have more information other than the 80 degrees. So we should also label all the possible information. And not just it, she also put the steps below the questions and circle the answers. So in this case, when you check back the questions, you will know what is original mindsets you have when solving the problem and also what choices you choose. So that's one of the examples, and let's see another one. Even for MCQs, what we should do is label the key information when we read the questions. And for the figures, we label it. For steps, we put inside the questions and we circle the answers. So that is the problem solving skills we should have. For every questions, we should label the key information. And for figures, what we should do is also label, but pay attention to the hidden information because sometimes the question will not give you everything. And lastly is writing it down. It's always better than thinking in mind. So write it down. Don't make your paper too clean. So that is problem solving skills we should have. And next thing is about checking skills. Now I'm gonna show you one example about a calculation mistake. So over here is a question related to the parameter of a combined shape. Now you can pause here for 30 seconds and you can try to find out where is the calculation mistakes. Let me review the answer. So the first thing is for parameters, inside this figure, we have 3 straight lines. So instead of 2 times 21, she should put 3 times 21. Another thing is, you can see the second calculation, which is 2 times 22/7. He's using the whole number to simplify with the numerator, which is 22. But instead, we should simplify with the denominator. So that is the calculation mistake we have. The thing I will try to say here is it is hard for us to identify the calculation mistakes, even for parents and teachers. And it's especially difficult for students themselves to find out the mistakes by just staring at it. So to check a calculation mistake, should we just looking at it? Never. What we should do is just redo the whole calculation one more time. Redo the whole calculation again, because it's very hard for us to see by ourselves by just looking at it. Next thing, we have another example. See, inside this example, from the same students, very good students. Over here, you can see she find out the answer is 300, and down below there's a check. So she put back the 300 back into the question and see whether it works. And oh, actually it works. So it must be true. It must be correct. So that's how we do checkings. And this method is called working backwards, and it saves quite a lot of times. If your answer is correct and makes sense, it should be very fast. The logic should be very clear. And here we have another one. Not just the answers. We can also put in between the steps. For example, in between the steps, she get answer 26. So she put back the 26 to the question and see whether it works. If this step has no mistake, then this question is correct. So that's how we do the check-ins. But by using the working backwards to check, students need to have a certain level of understanding and logic itself. So for word problems, we can use working backwards to check. Saves a lot of times. To summarize all this exam skills, the first thing is about time management skills. What is the 2 rules? Okay, let's remember. The first rule is 1 minute per mark. And the second rule is, after 2 minutes, should I continue? No. So 2 minutes skip rule. And next thing is about problem solving skills. For problem solving skills, when reading questions, what should we do? Yes, we should label the key informations. And for figures, what should we do? Also label the key informations. And lastly, can we just think in mind? No, never. We write it down. And next thing is about checkings. How to check? So about checkings, first thing is for long calculations. Should we just looking at it? No. What we do is we redo the whole thing. Just redo. And for word problems, the idea is we can using working backwards to check. So that is exam skills we should master before attending PSLE Math. Wish you all the best for PSLE. And if you want to learn more about PSLE Math, scan the QR code to contact me directly, or you can join our social medias. And see you soon in our next video.